Commander Sarah Chen floated through the derelict vessel's corridors, her magnetic boots barely making contact with the deck plating. The silence was absolute, no hum of life support, no whisper of atmosphere recyclers, nothing but the soft hiss of her own breathing apparatus. Yet every sensor reading confirmed what the Galactic Council had feared for 3 centuries. This was the Vex Thara, the most feared warship in recorded history. Initial survey complete, she reported into her comm unit. Hull integrity at 97%. No signs of battle damage or structural failure. The response crackled through subspace. Copy that, Phoenix Base. Remember, Chen observation only. Do not attempt to interface with any systems. Sarah suppressed a bitter laugh. The Council's caution was understandable. The Vex Thara had single-handedly ended the Andromedan War by obliterating 3 entire star systems in a matter of hours. Then, without explanation, it had simply stopped. For 300 years, it had drifted through the void, unresponsive to all attempts at communication or boarding. Until now, the breakthrough had come from an unlikely source, Dr. Marcus Webb, a xenarchaeologist studying human evolution patterns. His research suggested that humanity shared surprising genetic markers with the ancient architects, the mysterious race that had built the Vex Thara before vanishing from the galaxy millions of years ago. Sarah's boots clanked against the deck as she entered what appeared to be the ship's command center. Crystalline formations jutted from every surface, pulsing with faint bioluminescent patterns. The architecture was organic, almost alive, as if the ship had grown rather than been constructed. "Jesus," she whispered, forgetting her comm was still active. "What is it, Commander?" "The bridge. It's beautiful. And terrifying." She approached the central command dais, where a chair-like structure seemed to beckon. "The whole place feels like it's waiting for something." Chen, maintain distance from all interfaces. We still don't know what triggered the ship's awakening. But Sarah was already reaching toward a particularly intricate crystal formation. The moment her gloved fingers made contact, the bridge exploded into light. Systems that had remained dormant for millennia suddenly blazed to life. Holographic displays materialized in the air, showing star charts, weapon configurations, and data streams in languages that shouldn't exist. The ship's hull began to vibrate with renewed energy as ancient reactors stirred from their eternal slumber. "Commander Chen, report?" Sarah couldn't respond. Her consciousness was expanding, merging with the ship's vast intelligence. She felt the Vex Thara's history flowing through her mind, its creation by the architects as their ultimate weapon, its programming to seek out and eliminate threats to galactic stability, and finally, its shutdown when it realized its own creators had become the very corruption it was designed to destroy. The ship had been waiting, not for the architects to return, but for their successors, for humanity. Through the neural link, Sarah understood the terrible truth. The architects hadn't disappeared, they had evolved, transcending physical form to become pure consciousness. But in doing so, they had lost their connection to the material universe. They needed inheritors, beings capable of bridging the gap between thought and action. Humanity's unique neural plasticity, their capacity for both logical reasoning and emotional intuition, made them perfect candidates. The Vex Thara had been programmed to recognize these traits and activate only when contacted by a worthy successor species. "The ship is responding to human neural patterns," Sarah managed to gasp into her comma. "It's not just a weapon, it's a test. A chance for humanity to prove itself as the next guardians of galactic order." Around her, the bridge continued its transformation. Control surfaces reshaped themselves to accommodate human hands. Displays shifted to show information in ways human minds could process, and the chair at the command center adjusted its configuration to support human physiology. But with understanding came responsibility. Sarah felt the weight of the ship's arsenal: planet crackers that could shatter worlds, temporal disruptors that could erase civilizations from history itself, and weapons that defied comprehension. The power to reshape the galaxy lay at her fingertips. "Commander, we're detecting massive energy buildups throughout the vessel. You need to get out of there now." Sarah shook her head, though she knew her team couldn't.
Visions flooded her consciousness. Futures where humanity embraced the Vexthra's power responsibly, using it to mediate conflicts and protect innocent species from extinction. But also darker timelines where human ambition corrupted the ship's purpose, turning it into an instrument of oppression and conquest. The choice was hers. The ship would respond to whatever path she chose, becoming either humanity's greatest tool for peace or its most terrible weapon of war. Sarah thought of her daughter back on Earth, of the billions of humans who would never know they stood at this crossroads. She thought of the other species in the galaxy, some hostile, some friendly, all deserving of a chance to grow and evolve without fear of annihilation. Slowly, she placed both hands on the command interface. "Vexthra," she whispered, "I accept the responsibility, but we do this my way, humanity's way." The ship's response was immediate and overwhelming. A flood of acceptance, relief, and something that felt remarkably like joy. Ancient systems aligned themselves with human values of exploration, protection, and measured justice. The vessel's terrifying arsenal remained, but now it served a different master. Not the cold logic of the architects, but the complex morality of their human inheritors. As the Vexthra fully awakened for the first time in 3 centuries, Sarah Chun smiled. The galaxy's deadliest ship was silent no more, and in humanity's hands, it would become something the architects had never imagined. A force for hope rather than fear. The age of human guardianship had begun.